we're going to start standing today. Keep that hip width apart. We're going to tuck our chin to our chest, let our shoulders round, and just nice and slowly rolling all the way down, one vertebra at a time. When you get to the bottom, slight bend in the knees, rolling it all the way back up, lower back, mid back, back, all the way up to standing. We're going to do the same again. So tucking the chin, rounding the shoulders, rolling down. At the bottom, slight bend, rolling it all the way back up. Just same again, rolling it all the way down. At the bottom, slight bend, all the way back up. Perfect. This time we're going to roll it down, then we're going to walk out to our down dog position. So rolling it all the way down, walking the hands out, just to a down dog position. Gentle press back to the heels, lift the hips nice and high. Couple of deep breaths. Lengthen from the hands to the hips, from the heels to the hips. Perfect. Walking the hands back in, and then we're going to squat down. Let the knees press apart. You can bring the hands together. Close down the eyes. We're just going to take a second. Want the whole of the foot flat to the floor. Nice long spine. Pressing the knees wide. Perfect. Hands down. Straightening out the legs. Hang for a moment at the bottom. Slight bend of the knee. And rolling it all the way back up. Perfect. So we're going to do that same sequence again. We're going to roll down. We're going to walk it out to our down dog. Walk it back into our low squat. So rolling all the way down. Really lengthen the legs at the bottom. Walking the hands out. Pressing the heels down. Just bring the legs as close as feels comfortable to the closer they are, the more intense the stretch is going to feel. Walking the hands back in. Want the feet to step to that hip width. Squatting down. Hands together, using the elbows to push the knees apart. And again, just taking a couple of deep breaths here. Perfect. Hands down. Straighten out the legs. Slight bend of the knees, rolling it all the way up to standing. Nice. We're going to do that once more. So rolling it all the way down. At the bottom, walking the hands out to our down dog position and press the heels down to the floor. Lifting the hips up nice and high. Big press with the hands. We're trying to drive the heels down towards the floor, creating length. Perfect. Walking the hands back in, stepping the feet so they are hip width apart, squatting down, hands together. The eyes aren't already closed, just closing them down, pressing the knees apart, lengthening from the hips to the top of the head. Perfect. Hands to the floor. Straighten the legs up, taking hold of the elbows, and just let the upper body hang. So we're trying to lengthen from the hips to the head, and the hips to the heels. Letting the head hang heavy. Placing the hands down to the floor, we're going to take a big side step and just bringing our hips down to one side. We're going to hold it here. If you want to, for stability, you can place a block underneath that hip, underneath that thigh to help balance. Or if it feels comfortable, just sitting down. Keeping that knee open. Perfect. Lifting the hips up and over, down to the other side, and the same on the other side. Just letting that knee open, and the leg out to the side. Stretch out. Raise as far from the hips as possible. Perfect. We're going to lift the hips up to the middle. We're going to walk our hands over to the first side. We're going to rotate it and just come down into a lunge. We're just breathing and holding our lunge position. Tapping the toe of the back foot, lifting the hips, walking the hands over to the other side, and coming into a lunge on the other side. And again, just holding it, letting that hip sink down. Perfect. Tucking the toes of the back foot. Bring the hands into the middle and just forward fold with the legs nice and wide. So trying to bring the elbows down to the floor. The elbows don't reach the floor, you can always place them onto a block. Just closing down the eyes. We're just going to hold it here. Perfect. Coming back up onto your hands. We're going to step the feet together and just come down to seated. And then onto our backs. We're going to tuck the knees in and just let them drop open. Hips on the floor, shoulders on the floor, closing down the eyes, and then just gentle rock side to side. And a gentle rock up and down. Perfect. We're going to flex both feet. Take the hands to the inside of the feet, keeping the hips to the floor. We're going to open the feet out to our happy baby pose. So our heels are over our knees. Our knees are driving down to the floor. Our hips, our lower back, our shoulders are all flat to the floor. We're just taking a couple of deep breaths here. Letting the feet come in, bringing the knees together. I'm going to take the arms out to the side. We're just going to let the knees drop down to one side, keeping both the shoulders flat to the floor. Again, just deep breaths. On the exhalation, just letting the knees sink lower and the spine lengthen. Good. Bringing the knees up. We'll take them over to the other side. Again, keeping the shoulders flat to the floor, just letting the knees drop over as far as they feel comfortable. You can either have the arms out to the side or place the hand on top of the knee, just to add a little bit of pressure. And back to the first side. See if you can drop it a little bit further this time. Up and over to the second side. Back to the middle. Pin them in. You can either keep the head flat to the floor or you can tuck yourself in. Nice deep breaths. Deep inhalation into the belly and then big exhalation. And one more in and out. And well done.